Have you ever tried to build a startup? You know the feeling, right? You've got this amazing idea, but getting it off the ground feels, well, chaotic? What if you could swap all that chaos for a clear, guided system? Today, we're diving into the Let's Group AI Venture Factory. It's an end-to-end operating system that promises to do exactly that, turning the art of building a company into a science. Let's get into it. All right, so first, let's talk about what we're up against. The founder's dilemma. Every single entrepreneur, whether you're a first-timer or you've done this a dozen times, faces this same fundamental challenge. It's this universal hurdle in the early days, and spoiler alert, it's not about a lack of good ideas. And this quote, wow, it just hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? We've all got ideas. Ideas are everywhere. But turning that spark into a real, functioning, investable business, that's where things get messy. It's that execution chaos that just grinds most startups to a halt before they even get a chance to take off. Does this look a little too familiar? This is what it feels like to duct tape a startup together. You're juggling a dozen different apps, you've got a million browser tabs open, and a whole bunch of half-finished plans that don't really talk to each other. Your strategy's in a Google Doc, your product backlog's in Trello, your growth plans are on a spreadsheet somewhere. It's all disconnected. You lose context, and trying to stay disciplined is, well, basically impossible. So how do we actually fix this mess? The answer isn't just another tool to add to the pile. No, it's a totally different way of thinking. Let's look at what's being called the new Startup OS, which is all about treating the act of building a venture like software itself. Okay, let's break that down because it's a big idea. Venture building as software. Instead of just winging it with instinct and a bunch of different tools, this approach turns building a company into a structured, measurable, and AI-guided workflow. And look, the key here isn't about automating creativity. It's about systematizing execution. It's about bringing order to the chaos. And here it is. This is what it looks like in practice. This is the VentureFactory dashboard. You can think of this as like mission control for your entire company. Everything you need, from strategy and product all the way down to your daily execution, is right here. It's designed from the ground up to be that single source of truth, so you can finally close all those other tabs. So it looks clean, but how does it actually work? You know, what's going on under the hood that gives you a real blueprint to get from just a raw idea to a company that's ready to scale? Well, it all comes down to its core engine. The whole system is really built on three pillars that all work together. First, you've got the framework. That's your step-by-step roadmap. Second is the AI, which is like your intelligent co-pilot that actually understands your business. And third is the VDR, the virtual data room, which is basically your company's permanent brain. Let's take a quick look at each one. First up is the Innovate framework. Now, this is not just a checklist of suggestions. It's a 7-stage, 49-step process that is literally the operating logic of the platform. It guides you all the way from validating your idea to entering the market, scaling up, and even planning your exit. It basically encodes a proven venture building doctrine right into the software you're using every day. Next, you've got the intelligence layer. And I know what you're thinking, not another AI chatbot, but this is different. This startup intelligence agent is venture aware. It knows your strategy, it remembers what you've already done, and it uses all that context to give you compounding outputs. So the market research it helps you with yesterday directly informs the pricing strategy it drafts today, which then helps build your pitch deck tomorrow. It's true collaboration, not just a one-off answer. And that third pillar is the virtual data room, the VDR. Every single thing you create, every document, every AI-generated plan, every file you upload, it all gets automatically organized right here. This creates a permanent memory for your venture. It means nothing gets lost, your team is always on the same page, and this is huge, it makes your company way more investable when you're ready to raise money, because everything an investor needs to see is already organized in one coherent system. Okay, so a structured framework, a smart AI, and an organized data room. That all sounds good, but what does it actually mean for a founder who needs to move fast, like right now? This is where the power of this system just becomes so clear. In your first 30 minutes, half an hour on the platform, you can walk away with a complete snapshot of your business, your first product roadmap, a draft pitch for investors, and a concrete, actionable plan for the next 7 days. It's designed to completely solve that blank page problem and get you into motion immediately. And you might think something this comprehensive is only for big venture-backed companies, but the pricing is actually designed to be super accessible. The entry-level build plan gets a small team started for just £19 a month. Then as you grow, the scale plan adds more users, more ventures, and advanced features. It really means that any founder can start building with a level of structure that used to be totally out of reach. And hey, you don't just have to take my word for it. Here's what Oliver Andrews, a CEO and founder using the platform, had to say. He calls it the first platform that feels genuinely modern. And those three words, powerful, flexible, and fast, that's pretty much the holy trinity for any startup founder, right? You know, when you step back for a second, a platform like this, it's more than just a new product. It really feels like it's signaling a major shift in how companies are going to get built over the next decade. This really sums it all up, I think. We are moving away from this era of artisanal craft, right? Where startups are built with a patchwork of tools and a whole lot of gut instinct. And we're moving into this new model, the software workflow. A single connected system that lets founders be fast, lean, and disciplined. The whole point is to augment a founder's judgment with structure, not to replace it. So, I'll leave you with this question to think about. What if building the next great company was no longer just a matter of chaos and luck, but a matter of code? A platform like the VentureFactory suggests we might already be stepping into that new era.